Welcome back everyone, this is Mondo All Day, back with another video. And in this video, I'll be doing an overview of Supergirl from the DC Rebirth era. This is going to be a Target exclusive gold label figure. As always, I'll be talking about the figure itself in terms of the articulation, sculpture, and paint, and if it's worth your purchase or not. Before we get started, make sure you hit the subscribe button to not only support the channel, but to keep up to date and watch videos like this. So let's take a look at front of the box. This side. The back, which I really like the art piece. The other side. Top. And bottom. Alright, now let's take a look at the figure outside the box. As always, they do come with a card, as the front of the card looks like for Supergirl. If my camera can pick it up, there you go. The back of the card. It does come with a regular puck stand that she's on, and it does come with a flying stand, which is pretty cool. It comes in two different stands, and that is it. No accessories or anything like that. So let's take a look at this figure. We'll start off with the articulation. Let me take it off the puck stand. Here we go. At the articulation. So, and my camera is focused. All right. Left, right, it's fine. The hair does hit the cape, so the articulation is a bit limited to the left and right, especially up down, because if you can see right there perfectly, it does hit back there. Shoulder articulation, bicep, elbows, wrist, torso, or we can see, not the greatest, but it's fine. Swivel. And we'll do leg articulation. Ooh, the skirt does prevent it from going back and forth a lot. Keep that in mind. Knees. Ankles. Ooh, it's a little stiff right here in the ankles. And of course, ooh, really stiff toes. There you go. Toes as well too. So overall, the articulation, it's good overall. Just the head is limited because of the cape. And the hair, excuse me. And of course, the leg because of the actual skirt. Now let's talk about this figure. And right away, this head sculpture, it is a good looking Supergirl head sculpture. You got the painted eyebrows, the painted lips, the cheek as well too. And of course, a very long and stylized hair, which I actually like. Because whenever I think of Supergirl, I always think of her like really long hair. Nothing short like these two, which I'll compare it in a bit. And so having a long hair Supergirl, I think she looks great. The head sculpture looks better in person than it is in the images, because in the images, it's not bad. It's just kind of like, ugh, ooh, something's off. Here, when you see it in person, and I'm telling you, she looks much, much better in person in terms of the face sculpture. Then you got the hair sculpture design. You got to get that bright, nice brown on there with a little bit of white on there. Looks really nice, very stylized hair. And then you have the upper body. The upper body does look familiar to another figure, which I'll compare it in a bit. But in terms of the upper body, there really isn't that much. It's just very plain blue or spandex blue. I mean, you have some kind of sculpture design there, right? Some kind of design there. The texture does feel different. This shoulder piece right here feels like plastic, but this one has like a gloss feel to it. It's much smoother. And then you got the forearms, very, very thin. You got the closed fists, both sides. And again, that very two-tone material. You got more glossy smooth than you have a regular like toyish or whatever you want to call it, plastic piece on there. And then you have the Supergirl logo, which is nice painted gold. And I wish it was actually sculpted on there, not just paint. I mean, the paint looks nice, don't get me wrong. I like the gold, especially the gold accent right here on her torso, but I wish I actually had like actual Superman or Supergirl logo. But anyway, so it is painted nice, bright gold and red. And so, oh, here's the cape as well too. The cape is cloth cape, which I like, which I'm assuming we're going to get another Supergirl that's non-cloth, which is pretty cool. I like cloth, a little different than typical. And so, overall, the upper body, I gotta say, it's a good looking Supergirl figure, similar to Superman in the sense that Superman-ish characters don't really have a lot of sculpture design, except for this one, the one on top, I'm going to show you in a bit. And, of course, another Superman figure, which I'll show you at the end in terms of the best Superman figure. I'm pretty sure some of you figured out which one I'm referring to. But overall, the upper body, I gotta say, it looks nice. A very clean looking Supergirl figure. And so, here's the back of it, you guys can see. And so, I gotta say, I like it so far. Very clean, traditional, comic accurate Supergirl. Then you have the belt on there. Nice, shiny gold accent. I like that on the belt. There's the back of it as well, too. And from what I can tell, this doesn't remove. But from the looks of it, she does maybe some squats. Maybe got the Brazilian, what do you call, implants on the back. Because it looks like she does, well, you can see right there what I'm referring to. The skirt has a textured feel to it, which I like. Different from the other parts of her body, which, again, I like the sculpture, the textured feel to it. Then you have the legs. They're very clean, plain looking legs. Not much to it in terms of sculpture design. In terms of muscle tone, there really isn't a lot. But I will say, though, you might want to be careful when you get your Supergirl and really inspect her, because there's been some reports that people have been getting really bad versions of Supergirl. I've seen one to where someone took it out the figure out the box, and the hair stayed on the plastic. Mine, I don't know if you guys can see. Actually, you guys can see right there. Look at her left leg. It's all bented out. Look at that right there. See that? It shouldn't be that way. It should be more straight like this. Just look at that right there. And also, too, the paint. I don't know if my camera can pick it up. It kind of got stuck in there, too. You guys can see that? So the paint and the back. So it was like this. And then as soon as I did articulation, when I got out the box, boom, look at that. So before you get this figure and you start opening up, you want to inspect it, because, man, look at that joint right there on that knee. And so people have been reporting that some of the QC on this figure has not been great. So you've been warned. Hopefully it's just a small batch. Maybe one of my figures is part of that batch that got the bad ones. But letting you all know now so you guys can be aware of it. But anyway, so in terms of the legs, not much to it. Just nice red. It does have the old ball joints, which I truly dislike. But it's okay. Then you have the feet on there as well, too. And so overall, I gotta say the figure, it is a good looking Supergirl figure. Again, the head sculpture looks much better, or the head design looks much better in person as opposed to the images. The Supergirl logo looks nice. I wish it was actually more imprinted on there, but I gotta say, I really like this figure. Clean looking, simple design, yes. Comic accurate, yes. Not much to it, so I'm really liking this figure. Of course, the main question is it really worth it? Should you go out and get this figure? Well, for the price of 20 bucks for what you're getting, honestly, I think for $20 is a good deal. It's not a great deal. I think it's a good deal. You do get a regular puck stand and a flying stand, which is pretty cool. And of course, a nicely sculpted design for Supergirl. And so again, for 20 bucks, I think it's a good price for it. Not amazing or great, good and fair. Apart from the price, though, what I think about the figure, like I said, a good-looking Supergirl figure. The sculpture design, the paint, everything about it, it's a good figure. It's not amazing or great. It's just good overall. Plain upper body, plain lower body. Again, very comic accurate. The only thing I will kind of have to ding it is just going to be the legs. I wish not the entire leg was all red. It should be almost like boots, but it is what it is, though. So overall, what do I give a Supergirl figure? I get the thumbs up for me. It's not a huge thumbs up. It's not like one of those things where you have to rush and go out and get it right away. It's more of like, you know what? If you like this character, you want a more comic accurate Supergirl, then definitely get this one. But if you don't, well, you might either skip it or wait for a sale. Now here we have Batwoman from the Amazon exclusive 3-pack, and of course Supergirl Target exclusive. Now I'm bringing Batwoman up because there is some similarities with this figure compared to this one. First off, the legs are pretty much, I don't want to say identical, but they are very similar. I mean, just look at the knees, right? Oops, come on, Cape. Work for me. There you go. Just look at the knees on there. Also to the thighs. They're pretty much same legs. And of course, the arms as well, too. They are, has that kind of two-piece to it. See that right there? Also present on there, too. You can see that in terms of the arm. And so I wanted to show you that, yes, McFarlane did reuse Supergirl with Batwoman and also Catwoman from the Nightfall storyline. So I wanted to show you that. So those of you were wondering why does it look familiar or some parts look familiar, it's because it is reused from this figure and also Catwoman. Here we have the 3 Supergirl figures. Here we have from the Flash movie wave, DC Rebirth, comic accurate, and of course a video game version. Now, let's talk about which is the worst out of these 3. I would say this one, the body itself is good on the Flash one, but just the headpiece is just, ugh. This one, like I said, it's good overall, clean, but I like this one more because of the whole detail. And let's be honest, the whole Injustice 2 figures have been great. This one is really, really good looking figure, but I like how they added more detail compared to this one. Again, if you want a more comic accurate, of course, get this one. But if you want more to the figure, more design, then definitely get the Injustice 2 Supergirl figure. Here we have Jonathan Kent and, of course, Supergirl. This is going to be from the... You know, I have no idea what is Infinite Frontier storyline, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. This particular John Kent and, of course, Supergirl. Great looking figure. I understand why people don't like this figure. If you read the comics, you know what I'm talking about. But regardless of that, though, you gotta admit, this is a nice, clean-looking John Kent figure. So, here we have John Kent next to Supergirl. Here we have Superboy, or Connor Kent, or Connor, I believe. Yeah, Connor Kent, right? And, of course, Supergirl. Man, this figure, it is an incredible-looking figure. The body design, the detail, the sculpture, everything about it, it is just a great looking figure. If you have this figure, I mean, if you don't have this figure, definitely get this one, because I have a feeling this is going to be sold out, and when they are sold out, you're going to be paying double or triple the amount. So get one of these now before they're gone. Again, everything about this figure looks really good looking figure. I mean, just look at the knee pads, the belt, the jacket, even the Superman logo on the back. Very, very stylized figure, because usually, like I said, with Superman-esque figures, they're usually plain. I mean, you can clearly see what I mean here. And then when you have something like this, it's different. It's more comic accurate, but different in terms of sculpture and detail. Come on, you gotta admit, this is a great looking figure. Here we have Superman Hush, or Superman from the Hush storyline, and of course, Supergirl. Great addition to the DC Multiverse, like I said, in terms of the Supergirl. Now you can have 2 comic accurate figures. You have Superman and, of course, Supergirl. I think these 2 work very, very well. The blue on this one looks nice and bright, because this blue on here very bright. And so having, I think, this figure next to her, I think they work very, very well. And, of course, you have a really buffed out Superman next to a more slim body Supergirl. And again, to me, I think these 2 work very well next to each other. Here we have the Injustice 2 Superman figure. I don't care. In my honest opinion, to me, this is probably the best Superman figure McFarlane has made so far. I know it's not comic accurate. I know, I get it. But come on. You have to agree with me that majority of the time with Superman figures, they're usually plain looking, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that. But sometimes you want something a little different. Here is that sometime, because you gotta admit, look at the difference of the 2. I mean, 2 different figures, of course, right? 2 different characters, but more comic accurate, more, well, video game from the Injustice 2. And let's be honest, which one is more appealing to the eye? Of course, the Superman Injustice 2. So, anyway, so here we have another great looking Superman figure. And again, to me, the best Superman figure McFarlane has made, next to Supergirl, the gold label one. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys agree with me on this figure? Do you plan on purchasing this figure? Leave it in the comment section below. As always, make sure you hit the subscribe button to not support channel, but to keep up to date and watch videos like this. This includes an overview of Supergirl, the Target exclusive gold label figure. This is going to be from the DC Rebirth era. And on to the next one.